And welcome to Mustang Arena here in southeast Apopka, Florida. This is junior varsity action. Wekiva in the home jerseys taking on the Lake Buena Vista Vipers, the second game for both these junior varsity teams. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We just tipped off, and also we thank you for bearing with us with that short window as far as the tip-off. Lake Buena Vista had some trouble with their bus, so they did not show up until about 10 minutes before we went on the air. And we're going to get a timeout right off the bat, 0-0. Again, Neil Fisher and Mark Barchi. And welcome back to Mustang Arena, home of the Wekiva Mustangs, where we just got underway junior varsity action on this Friday night. That's Lake Buena Vista with the ball, their second game ever. They are a first-year school. And Wekiva in the white jerseys, no score. Wekiva with the first possession, unable to score. And now look, Buena Vista going to work. Their starting lineup, Oliva, number 12, number 13, Bilal. And that'll be number 21, Lucky. He's unable to get the ball. 15, Allen, and 25, Ember. And meanwhile, at the other end, that is Wekiva taking the shot, and obviously no good. Ball will remain with Wekiva, though. A minute into this game. Number 3, Johnson. Juju Johnson. Inbounding the ball. Baker taking right wing. He'll drive, slash and dash, and float in the deuce. 2-0 Wekiva. 1 minute
puts
in.
The Mustangs on the board.
So Wekiva taking the first lead of the ball game. And possession will remain with the Vipers. So, again, this is the very first year that Lake Buena Vista is open. One of two new schools in Orange County, Horizon the other. But when you have a new team and only its second game, not a lot is known. And what is known, though, is that's a loose ball. Wekiva picks it up, and the pass, no dice on the layup attempt, but doing Windex work.
Putback made for the Mustangs.
By Aaron Preston. And a whistle.
Foul is called against Mustangs number 12, Kevin Baker, his first, the team's first.
And Lake Buena Vista will go to work. This is Bilal. He's being guarded by Johnson on right wing extended. Down on the left wing. The baseline drive. Hand in there by Baker, and we're going to come back the other way. The long outlet to Preston. Nice defensive work by LBV, but Bilal maintains with Wekiva. Off the heel, scramble. A lot of hands, nobody able to corral. Now finally Wekiva comes up with that ball. It was Baker on the rebound. He'll take the tray attempt. Slides off the rim. Long outlet pass. Preston picks up the loose ball. And they travel on LBV. So 2.5 minutes in.
30-second timeout requested by the Mustangs.
And as you would expect, this has been a very uneven game in terms of the pace and flow. Several stoppages, only the second game for both these junior varsity teams. But Wekiva breaks out to a 4-0 lead from Mustang Arena. And back to live action from Mustang Arena. 5:35 remaining in the first quarter. A 4-0 lead for Wekiva. In the white jerseys on defense now, taking on Lake Buena Vista. In those light blue jerseys, and Johnson picks up the loose ball. And
Juju Johnson steals 2 for the Mustangs. And, Neil, that's a sign of inexperience there by Oliva. That ball was deflected. He could have taken that in the backcourt. It would not have caused a backcourt violation.
Yeah, again, probably also, too, some nerves. This is only the second game that Lake Buena Vista, not only this season, but has ever played. Meanwhile, Walker launches the tray and drains the rain.
Kevin Baker for 3.
Wekiva off to a 9-0 lead. So best possible situation for the Mustangs. Double team along that right corner. Loose man underneath, and that is Bilal, who drops the first deuce of this game.
Lucky to Bilal to put the Vipers on the board.
So cuts the lead to 9-2. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi, the Wekiva Broadcast Production Team Department, bringing you this broadcast. Some give and go, the two-man game between Baker and Johnson. Now Baker dishes off, back to Baker. Johnson at the top of the key, reset the play, goes down low to Walker, and Walker makes the withdrawal, 11-2.
Aaron Preston from Javeus Walker.
And some more.
Javeus Walker gets the steal and draws the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. Foul is called against Vipers. Number 25, Ember, that's his first, and the team's first.
So Walker at the line, looking for his first points of the game, as well as upping that Wekiva lead. And now Baker's going to come in. And both free throws good. And that will up the lead to 13-2. Wekiva playing Lake Buena Vista. The steal on the inbound. The high loping forward shot, no dice, by Baker and cleared by Lucky. LBV coming back the other way. At the top with Ember back to the left wing. Allen going one-on-one. And Ember will reset the play. And again, trying to get that interception is Preston. Not quite quick enough this time. Ball remains with LBV. The drive along the baseline, blocked. Come back the other way. Oh, and the finger roll deuce for Baker.
Kevin Baker on the layup in transition for the Mustangs.
And give Preston the assist, the alert pass in transition. Down the other way, the spin. Connects with the backboard, but not the rim. And Baker leads the attack. Once again, this time to Preston. No dice and cleared the boards from Lucky. LBV crosses midcourt. 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. Bilal back to Ember. Back down low to Lucky, who spins and draws the foul.
Lucky foul on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Vipers. Mustang foul is called against number 0, Tyler Danke. That's his first personal foul, the team's second.
And as you heard Mark say, that is the second team foul on Wekiva. We are live from Mustang Arena in southeast Apopka, Florida. Got a number of changes. Coach Hardy going to the bench with 2:41 remaining. And Lucky unable, yes, gets the roll and drops at second. Cuts the lead to 15-3. So a stoppage. And we are back to live action. Ball brought up by number 1, Georges. Hands off to Longchamp. And miscue, but his second miscue. One good turnover deserves another, as Mark would like to say. That's Preston handing off to Georges. Georges saw quite a bit of time in their first game against Windermere on Wednesday night. Over to the corner to Preston, who launches, clanks off the front rim. Georges picking up the loose ball. Someone got a hand in, and jump ball, held ball.
Possession, Vipers. Checking into the game for Lake Buena Vista. Number 23, Altador.
So little has gone the right way as far as Lake Buena Vista is concerned. And remember, the second game ever as we drop under 2 minutes. So certainly as much as a learning experience as an actual playing experience. As Altador now hands the ball off to Oliva. And ball stolen.
Welch got in the way of that.
So Georges will pick it up down to the right wing.
Longchamp looking for an option. He'll take it from where he is, and he's got it. Emmanuel Longchamp on the Mustangs jump shot. Well, if you lose your dribble and you don't have an open man, sometimes if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Wild pass, and it's easily taken away by Manny Welch. That one was up for grabs, and Welch said, well, if you insist.
And now Georges top of the key as we approach 1 minute in the first quarter. That is Longchamp.
Oh, thought he was going to go himself, but instead he pops to the corner, but too much mustard put on by Aaron Preston. Nice rebound by Welch, and we're going to get a whistle for 3 seconds in the key. Vipers ball. Less than a minute now remaining in the first period. Mustangs with a comfortable 17-3 lead.
Yeah, they scored the first 9 points. And Lake Buena Vista will go to work trying to cut into that 17-3 lead. And at the top, Bilal being hounded by Georges. Loose ball on the pass, picked up by Joyner, but out of bounds. So give Joyner credit, though. He was awake, he was alert, and he jumped on that ball quickly, just needed about another half an inch. And as you like to say, Mark, Chinese fire drill, all 5 Wekiva Mustangs coming in, being replaced. Coach Hardy putting in the entire second unit. 38.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bilal, top of the key, hounded by Johnson. Great defense. And not much inside play from the Vipers, from LBV. Ball tipped, and coming up with it is Walker, who slashes, dashes, goes, Windex, and +1.
Walker and 1. Foul called against number 15, Allen. That's his first personal foul. The team's second. Walker shooting 1.
So a 19-3 lead now for Wekiva. Opportunity to get it up to 20 and 17 points at the end of the first quarter. 22 seconds remaining. And Walker with 4 points. So Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi with you on a Friday night. Varsity action, about 20 minutes at the end of this junior varsity game. Unable to get that third point. So the score will remain 19-3.
On the rebound, foul is called against Mustangs number 0, Tyler Danke. It's his second and the team's third.
So 20 seconds remaining, now down to 15. And LBV looking to get something to move into that second quarter with some confidence. They have 8 seconds now in the right corner. to Oliveras, hands off to Bilal. That's Oliva back, and he has stopped short. Some great defensive work.
That takes us to the end of the first period. The Mustangs enjoy a 19-3 lead at the end of the opening 8 minutes here in the JV contest between the Mustangs and the Vipers. We'll be back with more from Mustang Arena after the break.
And welcome back to Mustang Arena. We're getting ready to start the second quarter. Junior varsity action. Wekiva with a 19-3 lead. They scored the first 9 points. And Lake Buena Vista, this junior varsity team playing in its second ever game. Lake Buena Vista added to the roster of Orange County Public Schools this year. The slash, the dash, nothing doing. And loose ball along that baseline. And somebody went out of bounds. Someone touched that out the sideline.
No, it's going to be a foul.
Oh, it is a foul.
Foul is called against Mustangs number 23, Janias Walker. That's his first personal foul, the team's fourth. Checking into the game for Wekiva, number 10, DeJohn Joyner.
So Oliva inbounds the ball. And Altidore brings it up, guarded ferociously by Johnson. That leads to a turnover. And no dice. Easy, good look at the basket, but I believe that was actually Walker, who couldn't get it to drop. But still, if you're Coach Hardy, I think you have to be happy with the fact that they were able to get that shot. That was a shot that was created from the turnover. And speaking of turnovers, Johnson gets his hand on and will draw the foul on the attack.
Foul called against LBV number 1. His first, the team's third. At the line shooting for the Mustangs, number 3, Juju Johnson.
And as Johnson sets at the line, got a couple of player changes after this free throw. Ember coming in for LBV. He will come in for Oliveras. And now Bilal coming back into the game for Altidore. So LBV trying several different combinations. And so far, not much success.
Salomon Georges back into the game for Wekiva.
So come back the other way, a 21-3 lead for Wekiva. They scored the first 9 points. And now LBV will go to
Bilal
the line.
is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Mustangs number 12, Kevin Baker. That's his second personal foul, the team's 5th. And correction, that foul is on the floor. It'll be a Vipers ball at the Mustang baseline.
In the meantime, LBV unable to connect on the tray and doing some Windex work is Walker. He brings it down himself, takes it himself, tries to go coast to coast off the heel. And pulling down the rebound is Gardella, seeing his first action.
Georges gets his way in there. Nice pass to the paint. Unfortunately, Kevin Baker cannot convert the layup, but Baker is fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul is called against Vipers number 12, Oliva. That's his first personal foul, the team's 4th. So Kevin Baker with 7 points goes to the free throw line. And the first is a miss.
So Mustang Arena, the site. Of course, Mustang Arena on the Wekiva High School campus. Southeast Apopka. And ball will remain with Wekiva. And Coach Hardy sends in number 11.
So Satoti comes in, and the Mustangs continue to hold possession here. Outs to the tray, a little bit too hot coming in from Satote. Nice rebound by DJ Joyner, and the Mustangs will go to work again.
Satote at the top of the key, hands off to Simon. Simon looking for the drive, nothing doing but dishes.
Blocked on the way up by Oliva. Mustangs get to the floor trying to avoid the travel call. They do, but it's going to be a held ball. Possession Vipers.
So some lack of cohesion on that last couple of possessions. But certainly when you have an 18-point lead, a lot more room for that. LBV with possession looking to cut into that 18-point lead. Oh, nice bounce pass into Bilal, and he draws the foul. Great lead pass.
Mustang foul is called against number 11, Randy Satote. That's his first personal foul, the team's sixth. That sends the Vipers to the line. Number 13, Bilal, shooting 2.
And as you just heard Mark announce, 6 fouls on Wekiva, so that means the Vipers, LBV, will be in the double bonus, or excuse me, single, will be in bonus the rest of the way. They'll start with single bonus, 7, and then once you reach 10, that's double bonus. Simon pulling that rebound down, and he'll lead the charge out to Georges. Georges launch, short, and we'll come back the other way with Ember bringing the ball up. Hands off to Gardella. Gardella guarded by Simon. Take him down into the left corner.
Returning to the game for the Mustangs, number 3, Juju Johnson.
Drive. Ooh, the fake pass. Nice fake pass. That was Bilal, and hitting the deck on the rebound, Oliva, but to no avail.
Yeah, and that's where, again, the early season experience shows through as Javius Walker picks up the Mustang layup. Great work on the floor by Bilal, but then he didn't get any help from his teammates. Ember airs it out. It bounces off the heel. The Mustangs' rebound goes to Simon.
And with 5 minutes remaining, Wekiva will slow down the pace. This is Johnson handing off, or trying to hand off to Satati.
Oliva gets in the way of that one. And, this is a classic football play where the receiver just doesn't run his route the way you think he's going to. Easily intercepted by Johnson, who also has trouble hanging on to his dribble, but the Vipers unable to reel it in, so Wekiva gets away with one there, and we're going to get some personnel changes. Checking into the game for the Mustangs, Emmanuel Longchamp, and for the Vipers, number 15, Allen.
So possession remains with Wekiva in the white jerseys, a 23-4 lead. 4.5 in the second, tied up momentarily by Allen, just stuck his hands in there. And I know that wasn't directly the cause of that turnover, but that might have had something to do just kind of threw the Mustangs off their rhythm and off their flow.
Yeah, Emmanuel Longchamp, you saw him tap his chest there as if to say, my bad. He knew that he could have made. Now, in fairness, that was a catchable pass, but Longchamp knew he could have hit the target a little more squarely there.
In Lake Buena Vista, back to work. Bilal, blocked by Johnson. Great athleticism, showing it off there, the long outlet. Tom Brady-esque until that last second. Unfortunately, Walker was unable to get his bearings there. And not so much disoriented, but just didn't look like he lost his balance as far as not knowing exactly where the ball was going to. And speaking of ball not knowing, LBV will get away with one, take the long shot. Satate.
It was wide open, but caught nothing but air. So again, the Mustangs slow things down a little bit for the half-court set. And open man at the baseline to the paint. There it is. Juju Johnson to Javius Walker for two. Good situational awareness there by the Mustangs.
And they now have a 25-4 lead. Scored the first 9 points of this game.
Johnson pulls the dribble right out from under Bilal. Nice pass again. And this time, the foul on the way up. Foul called against Vipers, number 15, Allen. That's his second personal foul, the team's fifth. And that will send the Mustangs to the line. Javius Walker shooting two. So now the Vipers starting to rack up fouls. They still have one to give in the first half.
3:11 remaining.
Walker with 8 points in the books makes it 9. And another Mustang fire drill.
And we've seen this quite a bit as far as multiple players coming in when the opportunity arises for both these teams. So now up the right sideline, Bilal leading that attack, trying to cut into this 23-point deficit. The Groove into the lane and score the deuce for Lucky.
Lucky adds 2 to the Viper score.
27-6.
He has 3 out of the 6 points for LBV tonight.
2:30 remaining, approaching 2:30 remaining, and that was
wide
Simon.
Wide left for Demir Simon. That's not touched going out of bounds, so Vipers take over in the backcourt. 2.5 to go here in the second quarter. Again, thanks for your patience. LBV had some traffic issues getting here today. This was on the schedule as a 5:30 start, but if you thought that it was supposed to be a 6 o'clock start, which is also a common JV start time, well, guess what? You ended up being right anyway. And that is tipped out of bounds on the way up by Tyler Danke. And the officials rule there was no illegal contact there, so it'll be Vipers ball at the Mustang baseline.
Scored 27-6. Wekiva in the lead. They scored the first 9 points. 2:17 before halftime. And Mark, this game has, for the most part, gone exactly as you would think it would looking on paper. LBV, this is the second ever game they've played. They are one of 2 new schools opening in Orange County this year. And Wekiva in only its second game as well. But this is a very veteran group. Only two players on this team that were not on the team last year. And
Georges gets the steal. Going to try to take it all the way himself, but too hot on the layup. And that was not a held ball. I kind of thought it would be, but the Mustangs benefit from that as they come away with the rebound.
And Wekiva will go back to work, looking to increase the lead.
Georges goes out to Preston, looking for help.
Gets the pick from Danke and slashes and dashes to the withdrawal.
Aaron Preston on the Mustang layup. That's 6 points for him tonight.
Yeah, and give credit to Tyler Danke.
That was a nice screen.
Yeah, beautiful screen. And so LBV will go back to work. Oliveira's in. Hands off to Amber, guarded by Simon on that right wing. 1 minute remaining before halftime. Amber, all kinds of defensive pressure, finds the open man. That's Bilal, who gives it back to Amber. They go down low to Lucky. He went left, back right, nothing doing there. Great defense by Welch.
And then Danke and Simon team up to get the steal. Back to Danke and Tyler Danke and 1. Foul called against number 25, Ember, his second personal foul, the team's 6th. Danke shooting 1.
$31-6 lead for Wekiva. Rebound by Preston. Strong Windex work. Hands off to Georges at the top of the key, a little to the right. Guarded by Bilal. And now the bounce pass in to Dankey. Can't drop the deuce. And so Georges will reset the play with 30 seconds remaining. Bilal guarding him. Another pick by Dankey. And Simon launches and drains the rain.
Amir Simon.
And that'll up the lead to 33-6. 15 seconds before halftime. LBV needs points just to build some confidence heading into that second half. They get the break with the loose ball coming out to Ember, but now second break.
Nice work by Welch. Bats it away. Long pass. Can he get up in time? He can, but it doesn't go. That takes us to the end of the first half, and the Mustangs will go into the locker rooms with a big lead. 33-6 is your score at intermission here in the JV contest.
So once again, a 9-0 lead by Wekiva. They came out looking as the favorite, playing this first-year school, and certainly wasted no time living up to the expectations.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. We took an abridged halftime there, just a 3-minute halftime to account for the fact that we are behind schedule. And so we are getting ready to go right back at it again. The Mustangs leading 33-6 coming back from the break. And the Mustangs have the opening possession of the third period. So, Neil, so far, as you mentioned, no real surprises here. If you're an objective outside observer, this has gone just about the way that you probably thought it might go. Lake Buena Vista showing some early season nerves. This group of athletes has never played together before until this week. This is their second game ever. Wekiva returns most of their JV team. Only a couple of new faces in this bunch as we get a putback for the Mustangs to open up second half scoring.
Yeah, so the point, Mark, to piggyback on your point, not only is this a very a established school going against a school that just opened a couple months ago, as Lucky with the turnaround scrapes off that rim, and doing the Windex work is Walker as we come down the other way, and he will draw the foul.
Jaius Walker fouled on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. Foul is called against number 25, Ember. That's his 3rd personal foul, the team's 1st of the second half.
But this is also a contest of in terms of playing together, the amount of time, the number of games. A very experienced team against an inexperienced team. A team, as you mentioned, Mark, who is only, you're looking at least one season, 20, 21, 22 games versus one game in terms of the number that these players have played together. So
checking into the game for the Vipers, number 23, Altidore.
So a 35-6 lead for Wekiva. 36-6. And chance up at that ball picked up.
Stolen by DJ Joyner, and it won't fall.
Too much umph. And Lake Buena Vista crashes that
ball. Picked off by Walker. He's going to try to go to the paint to Johnson. He's got him. Juju Johnson from Jaius Walker.
38-6. And if you're new to high school basketball in the state of Florida, the running clock rule comes in at 35-point margin. So keep an eye on that as well.
Johnson makes the deflection there and manages to make it roll off of Lucky, causing the turnover. So not a steal in the traditional sense, but credit to Juju Johnson for making that happen.
Yeah, Johnson will bring the ball up. And now with that 32-point lead, Johnson walking the ball up, taking his time. In no hurry to get rid of the ball. Walker extended left, up to the top of the key. Handoff back to number 12, Baker. And he can't get the ball to drop. And Lake Buena Vista's come out. I know it might not look like much, but they've gotten a couple of rebounds here in the first minute and a half. So I think that's at least somewhat of an improvement, even if it is subtle. And now Bilal, one-on-one with Johnson. Trying to work his way through a pick, but Johnson would have none of it. And, well, the scoop shot.
Altidore for 2, under duress.
Yeah, that was, excuse me, I need to get rid of this ball because I'm going to travel if I don't. So that cuts the lead down to 30. And Johnson now at the top of the key. Pass down to Baker, who slashes and dashes. Withdraw.
Kevin Baker on the Mustang layup, and we'll pause for a timeout.
And that will up the lead to 40-8. And as Mark said at the beginning,
30-second timeout requested by the Vipers.
The what was supposed to happen script is continuing to play out. 40-8 when we return. 5:31 from Mustang Arena in Apopka, Florida.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. This is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and sports information director here at Wekiva High School, joined by Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief, ready to take you through the last 5.5 minutes of the third period. Going into the fourth here in the JV contest. First ever trip for the Vipers to Mustang Arena, and Juju Johnson to Kevin Baker for the Mustang layup.
42-8, and we're now on the verge of that running clock.
Yeah, Neil, I don't know what the Vipers talked about in their timeout, but I don't think that was it.
Nope. Lucky was the intended receiver. Ball will remain with LBV.
Yeah, Walker got in the way of that one in the paint. Nice defensive work, just not able to reel it in.
LBV in its first year of operation. Of course, that stands for Lake Buena Vista, the school located in that city.
Well, actually, technically, no. Their mailing address is actually an Orlando address, believe it or not. But, yes, they are effectively serving the Lake Buena Vista community. And Georges returns to the game for the Mustangs.
And this is their second game they've ever played, the junior varsity team. Varsity action will take place approximately 20 minutes at the end of this game. And
yeah, that one is going to be a little bit delayed, assuming we do, in fact, get to a running clock in the next a couple of possessions here, then it won't be quite as delayed as it could have been. But if you were counting on that as a 7 o'clock start, which is what we put on the schedule, that's obviously not quite going to make it. Lake Buena Vista hit some nasty traffic, which if you are familiar with Central Florida roads at rush hour between Lake Buena Vista and here, then that comes as no great surprise to you. No basket, traveling, Vipers ball. And so in any case, we will be starting that varsity game as quickly as we can after the JV game concludes, but it will probably be a few minutes later than 7 o'clock, even if we do get to a running clock pretty shortly here.
And that will actually be the third game that the varsity team has ever played. Last week, the 11th annual Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge took place, and that is all varsity, so that's why the difference. The varsity team played in that event, but not the JV. And now the opportunity for LBV to cut into that 34-point lead. That will not do it, though. And pulling the rebound down, Georges, right place, right time. Long outlet pass along the baseline, a little too much lead. And now a held ball. Give Presley credit after he lost that ball. Preston.
Held ball, possession, Vipers.
After losing the ball, he did not give up and chased down the Viper.
Checking into the game for LBV, number 33, Smith.
LBV, one of two schools opening up in Orange County this year. The other is Horizon, and they will come. Wekiva will play them later this season. On the right wing, Bilal. And down to the baseline, a short shot, really not set. That was Smith.
A little shallow there. Mustangs with an opportunity in transition, and it's blocked. No, they're going to say there was some contact there.
And now Wekiva will have an opportunity to establish that running clock.
Foul called against number 13, Bilal. That's his first, the team's second. That sends Wekiva to the free throw line. Randy Satote shooting 2.
And Sataute looking for his first points of the game as well as the season. Once again, a 35-point margin establishes that running clock in the second half. And there we are, Mark. We are at 35 points. Now, another note, too, is even if Lake Buena Vista does cut that lead back under 35, that does not change the running clock. The only time that the clock will stop now is for a timeout as well as the quarter break. So Lake Buena Vista, 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, bringing the ball up. And the scoop shot in the deuce for Oliva.
Oliva adds the layup for the Vipers.
So Oliva with a nice move and some good steady shooting. Nice execution on that shot. We are in a running clock. Georges for Wekiva, top of the key. They have a 44-10 lead. This is junior varsity action from Mustang Arena, home of Wekiva. The stop, pop, the flip, and no dice. Long outlet, back to Sataute. He's unable to connect on the tray. Preston continues to give all kinds of defensive harassment to Bilal, but Bilal able to hold on to the ball. Now looks to get rid of it, and it will go to Oliva. He's guarded by Sataute. Preston trying to intercept. Jumping the route in football terms, and ball saved. No, not saved. So that was
out of bounds. Mustangs ball.
That was Altidore who leaped into the air. He looked good doing it, but unfortunately just ran out of real estate, needed about another inch. And Georges will bring the ball up as we approach 2 minutes in the third quarter. Neil Fisher, Mark Barchi. Georges drives that right side, scoop and goes withdrawal.
Solomon Georges for 2.
So off the bank, Georges using the bank and a great angle. Meanwhile, the other end, Altidore. And
that's off the backboard equipment. That's equivalent to out of bounds. Team rebound for the Mustangs. Checking into the game for the Vipers, number 24, Gardella.
1:30 remaining before the fourth quarter. End of the third quarter. Georges brings the ball up. And certainly a much more pick-your-spot attitude, philosophy by Wekiva in terms of transition as Preston slashes, dashes, withdraw.
Aaron Preston through traffic for 2.
Wekiva scored the first 9 points of this game, and they have not looked back since then, just steadily increasing the lead up to 38 now. Chance to go 40.
Stolen by Preston. Clear path, and he gets the basket and one. Aaron Preston scores the layup and a chance to make it a 3-point play. Foul is called against number 23, Altidore. That's his first personal foul, the team's third.
So, and as we mentioned before, we are at a running clock. 35 points brings out the running clock. And even if LBV does get that lead down under 35, the clock does not stop. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Preston drops his 9th point. And by the way, the leading scorer is Javaius Walker, who's actually on the bench right now, taking a breather. 12 seconds remaining, 10 seconds out of bounds, and Wekiva will have the last opportunity here in the third quarter. Got to get that ball inbounded quickly. 1 second, and that will do it.
That takes us to the end of the third quarter. Back with more from Mustang Arena in just a moment.
So Wekiva continues to up that lead, a 33-6 lead, now up to 38 heading into the fourth quarter. Start of the fourth quarter from Mustang Arena, home of the Wekiva Mustangs. They hold a 51-10 lead, scoring the first 9 points against this first-year squad, Lake Buena Vista. Wekiva with possession. This is Georges, and he hands off to Satauti. Back to Georges, a two-man game from the right side up to the top of the key. And thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Varsity action will follow this game. This is the second game that Lake Buena Vista has ever played. It'll be the third game for the varsity team. Preston driving, stop, pop, does not shoot, but an alley-oop attempt, well, a semi-alley-oop. Does not go in for Welch.
I don't know, semi still implies half. I'd go with a quarter oop.
So that was more of an attempt at a layup than necessarily trying to slam the ball in. And LBV brings the ball up. Sheekin hands off to Lucky, runs into a wall.
Preston, opportunity to do something in transition. Satote, though, can't reel it in, though, and the Mustangs will have to settle to back off and try for a half-court set. Knocked away by the Vipers, and the Mustangs will send in 3.
.6:30 remaining in this game. Satauti set to inbound the ball, which he does. Johnson, who's coming back in, one of the starters. Javaius Walker, the leading scorer for Wekiva with 15. He's not in the game right now.
Johnson in trouble, loses his dribble, and then gets it taken away from him by Gardella. Gardella gets hung up by Danke at the other end.
It looked like an instant replay at the other end, except for the ending. Still the same idea, put the hand in when the dribbler is not looking. Get contact with the ball. And intercepted by Welch. Johnson carries the ball over midcourt. 5:45 remaining. Junior varsity action from Mustang Arena, home of the Wekiva Mustangs. And Johnson to Dunkey. Back up to Welch at the top. Drops the ball in the middle, and the whistle, and
that
turnover.
was DJ Joyner got called for 3 seconds in the key. Vipers ball. Checking in for the Vipers, number 4, Chanjowski.
So
Mustangs send in Aaron Preston.
So LBV will go back to work.
Tipped away by Yankee. He pulls it down in spite of the fact that he only used one hand. An anemic layup attempt doesn't go. Rebound to DJ Joyner. No, they're going to say held ball. Possession Vipers. Checking in for the Mustangs, number 24, Demir Simon. So the possession arrow switches to Wekiva now. 4.5 to go here in the JV contest. The Mustangs have been very comfortable all the way through. Demir Simon takes the ball out of the hands of the Viper shooter.
Back to Walker, Simon drains the rain.
Demir Simon for 3. I think his toe was on the line. That probably should have been a 2, but we aren't going to say anything at this point.
Nonetheless, that does up the lead for Wekiva. 54-10, Wekiva scored the first 9 points of this game, and they have not looked back since then. A systematic increase of that original 9-point lead. The drive off the pass for Preston does not get the deuce, but
Aaron
does draw
Preston
the
draws
foul.
the foul on the attempt. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Mustangs. Foul is called against the Vipers. Number 14, Sheik. That's his first personal foul, the team's 4th.
And Preston drops that first.
Allen and Ember back into the game for the Vipers. Second does not go. Nice work on the board by Joyner, but then his momentum, he just can't stick the landing, and he has no choice but to travel. 45-point ball game. Mustangs comfortably on top as we go into the final 3. Another fire drill coming in for the Mustangs here.
And one of the things I always find interesting, or one of those more subtle actions, is when you get more than one player come in, of course, the players are signaling to who they're replacing. So it's almost like they're doing synchronized waving as they run onto the court.
Yes, not that it really matters. Although what is interesting about that is if you are doing man coverage by player rather than by position, it's very discombobulating to the other team because everybody has to find a new man.
So Baker kicks the ball out to Georges, drives that baseline. Too much heat, doing the Windex work, and the withdrawal.
Putback made by Javius Walker.
So the ball arced into that middle, and that is
held ball, possession, Mustangs. So credit Emmanuel Longchamp with a steal there, who just saw an opportunity and tugged on it until he got the whistle.
Yeah, again, good situational awareness, taking advantage of the situation. And we will have about a minute remaining when this ball is inbounded. There it is, 1:10 to be exact. Georges will bring the ball up. And this has been all Wekiva over the first year Lake Buena Vista Vipers. Certainly as the ball does not drop in.
Long champ, boy, that one wanted to go in and just couldn't get there.
So, of course, the Vipers certainly don't want to lose.
Held ball, possession Vipers.
Not their best effort in terms of the margin, but I think if you're the coaching staff, you got a lot to teach and learn from. And like all athletes, you don't come out and you're not state championship contender right away. It takes a lot of learning and teaching to get to that level.
Oh, yes, Neil, you and I were here from the beginning with Wekiva, so we definitely know that story as Javius Walker picks up the Mustang layup. This is, speaking of which, this is our 15th anniversary season here at Wekiva. It's hard to believe that Wekiva can hardly be called a new school anymore. This is going to take us to the end of the ball game right here.
Yeah, and your final score will be, well, they do shoot the 2 free throws even if the clock reaches 0, which is what's going to happen.
Foul called against Mustangs Manny Welch's, first team's first.
There's the buzzer. Wekiva's come over. Coach Hardy's giving him some final instructions. And the Lake Buena Vista players are standing behind Allen, waiting for him to shoot. So Wekiva will score 59 points. The question is, how many does Lake Buena Vista score? And
that takes us to the end of the ball game, 59-10. The final score here in JV action on Friday night. We want to thank all of our Viper and Mustang fans for coming out to support your teams this evening. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more basketball action coming your way. The varsity teams take the court in just a moment, and that will be live streamed as well. For those of you in the arena, don't go anywhere. Those of you listening on YouTube or the NFHS network, just remember that each game is its own separate live stream. We have mostly caught up. We are going to take about a 15-minute break here to warm up the varsity teams, and we will only be about 12 or 13 minutes late starting the varsity contest, and you will find that on YouTube and the NFHS network on separate live streams in just a moment. So once again, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we will meet you on the next broadcast shortly. This again is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. On behalf of Neil Fisher for the Apopka Chief and Keith Dickerson, our Wekiva TV Broadcast Production Director, and his entire crew, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. This has been a presentation of Wekiva High School Athletics in association with Orange Technical College, both a proud part of Orange County Public Schools. We'll see you in about 15 minutes on the next live stream. Until then, good night from Mustang Arena.